I'm on the gay cruise that was denied entry into Turkey.
I know I shouldn't be laughing at this, but it is kind of hilarious. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, your home for independent analysis and commentary on news, media, internet culture, and more. We've got a hilarious story coming up to chat about today because I'm extremely offended as a gay man, and I'm standing on gay rights about this outrage that's kind of funny. Sorry, not sorry, it's kind of hilarious. So the story here is we've got a I saw this because of a meltdown video that I'm going to show you from an actor who's on this cruise, whining about this because he's so shocked. But anyway, here's a headline from the Washington Post. Egypt blocks a gay cruise that was rejected from Turkey, organizer says. An LGBT cruise that was prohibited from stopping in Turkey earlier this week was not allowed to dock at its substitute port in Egypt on Thursday, according to the company that planned the trip. Atlantis Events CEO Rich Campbell, who is on Virgin Voyages' Scarlet Lady with nearly 2,000 passengers, called the move really unheard of and strange and sad in a message to the Washington Post. He said that the approval to dock in Alexandria was pulled at the last minute. Well, I was thinking, guys, they could try Saudi Arabia next. They could try Iran. You know, they should just keep trying different Muslim majority countries and then see which ones let them in. Sorry, I know it's bad to laugh at them, but it's hilarious. It's like, I just don't know what you expected, right? It's like, of course, I think it's wrong for countries to, deny entry to tourists because they're gay. I think that's evil, but it's like, uh, what did you expect? Do you not know anything about these countries? Why would you even want to go to a country as gay men? That's what I've never understood, and this puts me at odds with lots of other gay men who do want to go to these countries. I'm not going to any country where they're extremely hostile to gay people. I don't want to. What? Why would I, like, for example, in Egypt, they use like morality laws to crack down. It's not technically illegal, but society is overwhelmingly hostile. Turkey literally bans pride parades and shuts them down with police since 2015, I believe. It's like, I just don't understand what they expected. They expected that because, I don't know, they could just show up wherever with their rainbow flags and I'm sure the copious amount of venereal disease on board that cruise, and they'd just be welcomed in with open arms. Like, I don't know. I understand that sometimes cruises like this have been allowed in the past, but it's just, I don't understand why you'd want to, or then why you would act like it was a shock or a surprise that you weren't welcomed in these Muslim majority countries. It's just delusional, and that's what makes it funny to me. Here is a video from the actor Zach No Towers, who is gay and is on this cruise, and he's speaking about what an outrage this is. Let's watch.
Gay cruise update. Okay, so I'm on the gay cruise that was denied entry into Turkey. And it's like, so what? Who cares? If you want a great hair transplant, go to South Korea. So we redirect. We're going to Egypt now instead. Amazing. What an upgrade. Never been to Egypt. Booked my tour to see the pyramids. Wake up this morning. Denied entry into Egyptian waters as well.
Sorry, but this is funny. Just like the surprise about the least surprising thing ever. It's like, can you believe God? Yes. Yes, I can believe that. I'm not surprised at all. Oh no, it happened again. I don't know. It's like, yeah, you could keep trying the same thing over and over again and see. Maybe it'll be different next time. I don't know. Anyway, we'll keep going.
Oh. No, this doesn't say explicitly because we're gay, but it's because we're gay. And I think it's just blowing my mind because it's like, I'm on this beautiful ship, shout out Virgin, incredible cruise line, with 1,900 amazing men. I'm working for Atlantis, best gay cruise company you will ever find. And both Virgin and Atlantis are going to make sure we have a great time, and we will. That's the whole gay experience, like having fun in the face of adversity. But it's like, we're too gay to come spend a bunch of money in your country.
So, okay, a couple points there. One is like the point of we're going to have fun in face of adversity. And in a sense, it is adversity. Like, obviously, I think it's wrong. These countries should not do this. It's unfair. But they're you're not the ones really being affected by how hostile these countries are to gay people. The gay people inside them are, right? It's like the adversity here is pretty marginal. It's around the margins because you're just a tourist and you just didn't get to go see a pyramid. I don't know. It's also kind of a self-inflicted adversity. Who the plans a gay cruise around the Middle East? What? Oh, we're going to get all the gays on a boat, which I already think is a terrible idea, just as a matter of public health. But say that you have decided to do, and I'm joking, kind of, but like, of course, do whatever you want. I wouldn't go on a gay cruise, but power to you if that's your thing. Anyway, and you're like, all right, what destinations? Where should we do our gay cruise? Who in the planning meeting was like the Middle East? We'll just stop at all the Muslim majority sites in their ports. Did no one, are y'all that like, I don't know, DEI brain that you thought all the Muslims were actually like Zohran Mamdani and we're going to hold hands with you and talk about how kids should be transed? That's not reality, love. Like, so that's why it's to say like, oh, we're thriving through adversity is just a little cringe because it's not adversity that was inflicted upon you by the evil forces of the world or by luck or by some villain. It's like you kind of set yourself up for it. That doesn't make it right. I'm not saying what's being done to them is right. I'm saying it's funny and hilarious. And that's a difference. Okay. And then as for, well, we have this money we want to spend. You don't want our money because we're gay. I listen, I understand what he's saying. It's funny. I have been to countries where I would never go to a country where it's where it's illegal to be gay. But I've been to countries like in the Caribbean where certainly among their own society, it is not super accepted. But it is funny when I go there with my partner, they're very friendly to us. We even have had like people come up to us who it's like, a Dominican man and he's a photographer or whatever. And he's like saying, oh, beautiful couple, kiss, love. Oh, yes, get closer, give a kiss. So, oh, do you want to buy this photo? And I think we did end up buying it, even though it wasn't a good photo, just because he was nice. And we were like, okay, sure. And the money means a lot to them when you go places like that. But it's just hilarious to me because capitalism and money can connect people even through difference in culture and opinions. But there is a limit to that. And some of these hardcore Muslim countries do not care about that. Like they're pretty set in their belief and they're not going to flex it for, a little bit of extra cash from one cruise ship. That's not a surprise either to me. Anyway, we're about to get to the funny part.
Country?
Well, actually, I'm sorry. The whole thing's been kind of funny, but it gets funnier. Anyway, we'll keep going here.
Country? I guess 3 thoughts. 1, I would love to hear from we don't need gay pride people. Don't we? 2, if you're a country watching this and you have ocean access, you host, we travel. And 3, Patti LuPone's on the ship and she was pissed when she found out about Turkey. I'm truly scared for the country of Egypt when she wakes up and finds out about this.
So apparently I'm a bad gay for not knowing who Patti LuPone is, but I did look that up and I will read you her statement about this because she's very upset. A couple things on the points he raised. 1, he's like, let us know if you're a ocean access country and you accept gays. It's like, I'm sorry, this is not a mystery to a cruise company. They know exactly the 99% of places that will accept them. It's not like, oh, shucks, where can we find that will allow us to be a gay cruise and stop there? That's not like a mystery or something you need to crowdsource. It is known. I think, what's that from? It's from Mandalorian or whatever. Or yeah, what? I don't know. It is known. Let me look up what that's from because I'm going to go crazy. Why did I think that was Mandalorian? That was Game of Thrones. I'm weird. Anyway, and then the final point, I'd love to hear from the people that said we don't need gay pride about this. Well, I actually think they've always, and I consider myself one of those people, to be honest. I've been critical of the modern pride movement for a decade now. We were never talking about in Egypt. We were never talking about in the Middle East, in Muslim majority countries where it is, either criminalized or heavily repressed and stigmatized to exist as a gay person. In fact, we often argued that those are the places that need common sense gay rights advocacy the most. Now, that doesn't therefore justify like streaking in the nude down the street in San Francisco or whatever. But the argument has never been that you don't need gay pride in the places where it is still deeply repressive for gay people. It's that in, the modern Western nations where gay people have full rights, that this stuff is excessive and unwarranted and often harmful and counterproductive. And I would actually say that probably the images of like debauchery in the streets at some of these pride events that are not helpful to gays abroad in third world countries or in repressive countries where they are not welcomed because these countries, probably much of the population or some of the governments, kind of mistakenly believe that if they were to stop harshly stigmatizing gay people, that they have to therefore have, the whole crazy cadre of like pup masks roaming down the streets and the leather daddies and all this ridiculous stuff that you guys have done in the name of Pride Month that I think is harmful. So it's like, I don't think you really made the point that you thought there. We have always said it matters in these countries. A part of the point is that like the ultra woke, ultra explicit, over the top pride stuff in the West is counterproductive even in our own country, but particularly probably counterproductive for the gay population in the places that need it most. So the point seems to have gone over our friend's head here a little bit. And look, at the end of the day, I wish him well. I have no issue with the guy, and I don't support him being banned from all these countries. I question why he's surprised. I question why he even wants to go to these countries, and I do find the situation hilarious. I'll just briefly read you a statement from the official X account for the provincial government in Turkey that includes one of the cities that they got barred from. The organization, planned by groups known for behaviors that do not align with the structure of our society and our moral values, and which has come to the agenda in the press and broadcast organs and social media platforms to dock a cruise ship rented by these groups at Aydin Kusaday port on July 7th, and which has caused great discomfort in various segments of our society, has been canceled. It is absolutely out of the question for the said group to come to our province with an organization of the specified nature. I just love this. They're like, we don't want these groups with this nasty behavior coming and infecting our society. And look, they do have the right to do this. Do I support it? Do I agree with it? No, but I'm just like utterly unsurprised by it. And I find the whole situation ridiculous. Let me read this statement as well from Patty Lapone, who apparently is, I don't know, a Broadway person or something of some note, but she's like on this part of this cruise, and she put out a statement on Instagram. I am shocked. The Atlantis cruise I am performing on next week has been banned from entering Turkey. A magnificent ship full of gay men, and me, denied entry to Turkey simply because of who is on board. I am furious, but I am sailing, as the ship will make other ports of call. I'm ready to perform for all the wonderful men on this Atlantis cruise who deserve so much better than this. She is just stunning and brave. And I'm sorry, I had to do a dramatic reading of that post because it is so like over the top. And I just don't understand how you're shocked. You shouldn't be shocked. You could have a lot of emotions or feelings about what's happened in this situation. But if shock is one of them, you might be kind of telling on yourself that you are uneducated or ill-informed. Sorry, like this shit is just funny. It's like all around the world, terrible things happen to gay people that are no fault of their own and are like imposed upon them by other people, or wrong is done to them, and nothing they could have done to avoid it, nothing they did to bring it upon themselves. And then you have these queens who are like, you know what? We're going to plan our gay cruise to the Middle East, and then, oh wait, these countries aren't welcoming us, and we just have to keep sailing. It's not like they're being shot at or something, right? That would be like really, really bad, but they're just being turned away from the ports. It's not right. I don't agree with it, but it's so utterly unsurprising, and it is so completely self-inflicted. And then their shock and surprise is so hilarious. I don't know, guys. Am I crazy? Like, am I a piece of shit for finding this kind of hilarious? I don't know. Maybe I should be standing with my community or whatever. And obviously, I support the international decriminalization and destigmatization of homosexuality, particularly in Muslim majority countries, is where it's an issue, but not exclusively, but mostly. And I would advocate against it harshly. And I would call out these regimes and push back on all of it. But I would never sail a ship full of gays to the port and then be like, what do you mean we can't come in and party and you know, pop poppers and we want to hit up your clubs for trade, like, and then be like, I'm shocked. This is an international outrage at this shock incident. Give me a break. I don't know. Give me a break at some point, guys. You guys are gonna have to chime in here and let me know if I'm just a heartless POS or if you also find this hilarious. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you aren't yet. Do hit the like button while you are at it. And let's see, also consider becoming a channel member. It's the best way to support my work. I do fun content like this, but I also call out the left and the right, and I give you an honest, nonpartisan, independent perspective on the news and everything that's happening in the world. And frankly, that's not the best business model. The best business model to make millions of dollars and blow up is to just pander to one team and do propaganda for them. I don't do that, so I do need support from viewers like you. The best way to support me is by joining and becoming a member with the link in the description or hitting the join button. And I also do videos responding to member comments and questions, so you may get featured in a video as well and get your feedback for me aired on the show if you become a channel member and drop your thoughts down below. Particularly drop your thoughts on the gay cruise members. I want to hear about y'all, about how you guys feel for this terrible victimized group of queens. Let me know, guys, and we'll leave it there for this video and be back with more, I'm sure, real soon.